Welcome to Pucked Up Hockey Moms, where the arenas are freezing, the group chats are unhinged, and the parenting, well, let's just say we're doing our best. I'm Amanda, hockey mom, chaos wrangler, and proud captain of the Bad Mom Squad.
And I'm Brittany, mom of three, two who play hockey, expert at juggling carpools, cold coffee, and the occasional emotional breakdown in the arena parking lot.
We're here to spill the tea on what it really means to raise hockey kids, from politics in the stands to mental health, bad calls, and everything in between. No filters, no fluff, just the truth. With a side of sarcasm.
And yeah, we're laughing through the madness, because if we didn't, we'd be crying into a damp mitt left in the trunk since last season.
So if you've ever screamed, "Move your feet," while secretly Googling the rules mid-game, you're our people.
This is Pucked Up Hockey Moms.
Let's get into it. I'm your host, Amanda, and this week we have with us mother of four, three in hockey, husband who coaches as many as possible, plus she runs a farm. Welcome, Alysha.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Now, you have grown up on the island, and your husband has always been involved in hockey in some form or another. Tell us a bit more about when your oldest first started playing hockey.
She actually started off in can skate. She would go out on the ice in her hockey skates, a tutu, and her hockey helmet. It was the cutest thing ever. She continued figure skating for a long time as well.
That's awesome. So basically, your husband has been her coach since day one for hockey as well, right? And she plays other sports competitively?
Yeah, he has always been her coach for everything, pretty much. She plays competitive fastball. She loves it. She's not willing to make a choice between the two sports yet. She says she likes them both the same.
At some point, she's totally going to have to, especially if it's competitive, hey? And how old is she?
She is 13 this year.
And then how old are your other?
I have an 11-year-old, 8-year-old, and also our 2-year-old.
That's insanity. Sorry. How was it in the beginning, juggling two sports and the farm versus now having four kids and three playing hockey and having a farm?
My husband's always played both sports. One was for winter, one was for summer, and I just assumed that our kids would do the same thing. Unfortunately, I didn't understand how competitive both sports are, though. And with that, I didn't understand we would have to play hockey in spring, fastball in fall. The sports never end. Plus, adding the other two kids and their sports to the mix, and we need a whole extra human.
Yeah, there's not enough humans to handle the children to human ratio for you. I have two, and we need extra appendages to handle them. My mom helps, my mother-in-law helps, Uncle Jamie helps. So I don't know how the hell you handle it. I remember you saying that his GPS recognizes the rink as home or work or something. So that really shows how much time he spends there for you guys, hey?
Yeah, his GPS actually calls the arena his work. Monday to Friday, at least once a day, weekends, either at our home rink or another. We're constantly there, no matter what season. It's constant.
That's crazy. With the chaos of the schedules, how do you find the time to make sure your kids eat so well on the go? Because I know with just two, well, my eldest is on his own for food now, building. It's hard, and you have double that.
I actually make a lot of crock-pot meals and bring full dinners to the arena. We end up pre-making sandwiches, or we do an early dinner with a snack after hockey or fastball.
That's really smart. I should utilize my crock-pot, except for one. I am fortunate. I'm super lucky because my husband does all the cooking. Yep, super lucky. And someone broke my crock-pot. I'd say it was me, but I don't do the dishes. So yeah. Crock-pots are super smart. Although I would say we invested in a sous vide, and that thing is game changing. Because I don't know if you know what a sous vide is.
No, I don't.
Well, in Canada, we have the Keg Steakhouse, and their steaks, you order them, and they're typically what you want. If you order medium rare or rare, it's typically rare, and it's still warm on the inside and perfectly cooked. Well, essentially, they put all their meat in a vacuum seal bag, and it sits in the water, and it cooks to the perfect temperature. So they must have a pot for every type of cooking, and then all you do is sear on the outside. So we have this massive pot. I know I'm digressing and talking about sous vide right now. and I'm not a cook. But
You are just making me really hungry.
I know, I really want a steak. It makes me want a hot dog real bad. So we have this massive pot and vacuum sealed meat, and then you can even like add all the seasoning and stuff if you want. You can do a pot roast. Like you put it in the bag, you set the timer on your phone, and you turn it on. Like you don't, it's not an element. It's just like this little plug-in thing that heats the water for you, and it cooks it to perfect temperature. So it's kind of like a crock pot for meat, and you can do like potatoes and stuff. And then all you have to do is sear the meat when you get home, and you can like have a full pot roast or steak, or it's delicious.
That or the air fryer too.
Air fryer. I do. I can cook a mean air fryer, guys. My tater tots are so good. Yeah, totally off topic because I'm clearly hungry. I'm doing this right now. How often do you make it to the rink for the three of them, seeing as it's already a juggle? Like, do you have to prioritize being home with the farm more and the youngest, or do you just do the typical add more to the mom plate?
We don't actually get to be in the same arena often, as one will be going to one arena and the other is dragging the baby to the next one. Our farm, everyone gets fed, things are cleaned, and then sometimes that's all that gets done.
That's fair. I mean, nobody needs to landscape on a farm, right? That's the whole point.
I don't know. I like my hedges.
No pun intended. But do you find your husband can turn off being coach when he is home since he's dedicated so much time to it? Or is it just coach dad? That's his persona now.
He can and he can't. Because of his position within our association, the calls and emails never truly end, but he doesn't coach the kids at home. When they're home, there are kids, unless they ask for help.
And he doesn't just like coach you.
I mean, he tries, but he doesn't get far.
I can't imagine that going very well. You're a pretty strong personality like myself, so that would not end well for him. But does your family ever get time to spend away from all sports, like camping or vacation, staycation?
Our camping trips are literally fastball tournaments in our camper. Because of the farm, we don't get away often unless it has to do with a sport. But when we do, we're very supportive with his mom coming and feeding the animals and all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. It totally does take a village of family and other people. Like when we want to go away, we have 240-pound dogs. So it's not like we can just drop them off at a kennel. We have to have somebody come take care of them because they're not allowed in public often. So totally get it. When you're at the rink, where do you sit to watch? Are you hide in the corner or warm area kind of mom, or mingle in the crowd type?
I usually start in the arena and then I get overwhelmed or very vocal. So I have to head into the warm area where there's less people.
Fair. What kind of cheer are you, and how would others describe your cheering?
I get loud and then I have to walk away because I generally shouldn't use swear words at a hockey arena.
Especially with the younger ones. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't use swear words either, but I do. This is a pucked up podcast for a reason because I don't really know how to censor myself. So which sport do you prefer watching then? Hockey or baseball or none?
I like fastball because it's outside, but I definitely prefer watching hockey.
Is there any chance your youngest won't play hockey?
No, that poor guy has no option of not playing hockey. I'm just kidding. If he really didn't want to play, he doesn't have to, but he's already outside with our 8-year-old taking shots on the net with his mini stick.
So cute. Honestly, you've seen him around the rink and like, he's definitely a rink rat right now, but I can tell he'll be a little brute on the ice. It's so cute. Even through all the chaos, I know your family loves it. What is your favorite part about hockey and your kids?
My favorite part would be how they have their dad there to support them and lead them with his coaching, but also how it's creating a great community for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now let's switch gears, because after we started chatting about doing an episode together a while back, you reached out about starting your own podcast, which I think is awesome. And we kind of got a little sidetracked. So tell us about what your podcast will be about and why you wanted to start it.
I'm actually going to be starting a podcast where I read spooky stories to children that I create and write.
I love this idea, and I'm loving the stories you've shared with me so far. Seriously, no clue where you find the time and the energy, but if anyone can do it, a busy hockey mom can. What excites you the most about starting them up?
I love writing, and I've never really been given the opportunity to share or have known how. So this will make it so I'm able to share my creations, which makes me very excited.
That's amazing. How long have you been writing stories?
I've been writing or making up stories since I was a teenager, and I don't mean lying. I just mean making up stories. I feel like I've always been a storyteller, but have never really shown my work before.
Gotcha. So like you've just been squirreling away your writing and just haven't kind of shown it to the world.
I've shown a few of my poems out there,
Yeah.
but that's about as far as I got, because if I write longer stories, these are all short stories.
Yeah.
If I write longer stories, I become unfocused and I don't finish them.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I bounce around from idea to idea, and the fact that I've managed to stay on task with a podcast is kind of amazing, and my husband still can't believe it's happening. So I get what you mean. But what made you decide to want to share them now?
I just have so many, and my kids really enjoy them. My friends and family have been very supportive. They think that I should make some into published books, and I just want a way to get it out there without having to go through publishing.
Yeah, I mean, that in of itself is a long process. And I think podcasting is such a great outlet, or like a source to get media to people. And if they want to listen, they can listen, right? And then it's just another way that creative people can show their artwork or media or whatever they're trying to share. And so I think that's really great. And I think that it's awesome that you're being so brave to share your stuff. So I'm really excited to share it. Have your stories always been scary?
No, not at all. I just create some mythical creatures and stories about different places. So started there, but I've always made my children bedtime stories at night have a bit of spook to end their day. The stories that I'm creating and sharing, I've got a few different options. There's sports themes, mythical themes, there's themes about other countries. I'm really trying to focus on bringing a whole bunch of different options to a whole bunch of different kids.
That's so great. And you said your family's been supportive, but like, what do the kids think about you sharing the stories you've been sharing with them for years now?
They've really enjoyed them, with the exception of me maybe using their favorite animals in a scary story, or adding their name to a story about a behavioral episode, maybe where they're talking back and it ends unwell.
That's fair. That's fair. I know my kids have mixed emotions about me sharing some of their stuff. Like, I was asking for permission in the beginning, and now I kind of just do what I want. But I will take things down if they don't approve. Although maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who knows? They've just kind of embraced me.
They're kind of stuck with it.
Right? They are. Yeah. They've kind of just been like, okay, that's my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're excited and supportive and can't wait to hear your stories kind of in a podcast setting.
Yeah, they've been very supportive. My 11-year-old has decided that she wants to create her own podcast and stories now too. She was writing last night for hours about this creature that she created, and it was really fun.
I love that. That's such a great modeling experience too, because it just shows them what they can do, and it gives good potential. And when you're showing that you're not afraid to try something, then it kind of gives them more confidence to show what they can do too. Well, either way, you're literally are one of the busiest hockey moms I know. So good work. What advice do you have for any new hockey moms out there struggling with the chaos of all the things?
I'm really more of a just go with the flow. It will take a while to understand the schedules, but you'll get there. And I lucked out because my husband coaches everything, so I don't have to go to any of the early mornings. So just get your husbands to volunteer to coach.
I mean, it's good and bad, because when you have multiple kids, I know when my husband's coaching one team, I never actually get to see that team's games because I'm always at the other one.
That's very true.
Like in the beginning, right? So, and then he's sad because he misses the other kids' games. So, but when he's coaching all three, that's hard. Does he coach all three?
Yes, he definitely does. He always had coaches like the top tier team.
Yeah.
And then he is an assistant coach on all the other ones, as well as being the head coach of the association. So he has to go to other teams and help there as well.
Yeah. And with development. Damn, that's a lot of work. There should be more hours in the day, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, it's quite atrocious. Sometimes I'm like, oh, please come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. And I mean, we don't really need sleep, right? We can sleep when we're dead. It's fine. If you could talk to any athlete in any sport, who would it be and what would you ask them? Or would you rather talk to their mom?
I don't actually watch TV or sports, only because I am already so busy. As soon as I get home, I just lay in bed and I'm asleep. I don't quite know who to say, but I would 100% always choose their mom, because it's just, what do they expect? What do they see growing up? Like, how are my kids going to be going through the stages? I want to know. Like, what habits and stuff did they build, and what things got them there, and their coping mechanisms and stuff? Totally. I can see that.
Well, thank you so much, Alysha, for joining us this week and giving us your chaotic household perspective. I can't wait to hear more stories from you, and we will share your link to your podcast in the show notes. It's Sleep Tight Frights, and I'm just so excited for you.
Thank you so much for having me and also helping explain how the editing system goes and how to move forward with my podcast. I really appreciate it.
It's been fun. I have been having so much fun doing the podcast myself. So sharing it with someone else is exciting too, because what fun is it if we can't share what we know with other people, which is pretty awesome. So thank you. With that in mind, we're going to insert one of Alysha's episodes right now, so you guys can get a sneak peek at one of her spooky stories. So enjoy.
Welcome to Sleep Tight Frights, where even the quietest pond might whisper back. Tonight's tale is about a girl, a frog, and the kind of words that don't just hurt feelings, they change them. This is The Frog Who Croaked in Curses. Behind Willa's house, past the fence, through the trees, was a pond. It wasn't on any trail, it wasn't in any park brochure, it just was. Still, black, too quiet for bugs, too still for fish, and on the edge of that pond, on a wide gray stone shaped like a tongue, sat a frog. Always the same frog. It didn't blink, it didn't hop, it just sat. Every day, every dusk, croaking. But not like a regular frog, not ribbit, not burp, not even chirps. This sound was measured, slow, almost like speech. Rhyming speech. Willa first noticed it in the spring, right after her brother shoved her, stole the last cookie, and pulled her braid twice. She stormed off into the woods, down to the pond, and there was the frog, waiting, throat pulsing like a slow drum. Then loud and clear, it croaked, pull a braid, or steal a snack. Watch your hair turn wiry black. Willa blinked, then laughed. It was weird, creepy, but kind of fun. She said it out loud. Pull a braid, or steal a snack. Watch your hair turn wiry black. And in that moment, she felt a chill rush across her fingertips, like the rhyme had heard her. The next morning, her brother came downstairs screaming. His hair changed, coarse, wiry, knotted like a bird's nest. No one could fix it. He wore a hat for weeks. Willa didn't laugh then, but she didn't stop either. She returned the next day, notebook in hand. The frog was waiting, croaking more. Cheat at games and lie in bed. Hear whispers crawling in your head. Take what isn't yours to keep, and bugs will fill your dreams and sleep. Call someone names that aren't quite true, and watch your tongue turn shades of blue. She wrote them all down. And when someone acted nasty, rude, or just too smug, she whispered one, just once, and waited. They always came true. Her neighbor's sister lost her voice after Willa said, "Boast too loud and act so proud, your voice will drift away like cloud." During gym class, she opened her mouth to shout, and nothing came out. At first, it felt like justice, then like power, but soon it felt like something else. The frog began facing Willa directly, its eyes, dark and cracked like old coins, locked on hers. Its throat pulsed faster, like it was waiting or feeding. One day, Willa asked, "Why do they work?" The frog said, "Speak the rhyme, and curse is cast. What you want will come to pass. But every spell, each spoken plea, takes a piece of voice from thee." Willa frowned. "What do you mean?" "Say them often, say them wrong, and soon your voice won't last too long. The more you speak what's cruel, untrue, the faster you'll become one too," he said. That night, Willa had a dream. She wasn't standing on the shore anymore. She was sitting on the stone, eyes wide, throat puffing, the pond reflecting a red moon. Across from her, the frog, smaller now, smiling. "Your turn. Repeat after me," the frog said, whispering. She woke up choking. Her mouth was dry, and when she tried to say her own name, only a wet croak escaped. At school, she didn't speak. At dinner, she just nodded. But at bedtime, when the lights were out, her mouth whispered on its own. Rhymes she hadn't learned, rhymes she hadn't even written. One who curses just for fun will curse themselves till rhyme is done. The voice that speaks to wound and bite will one day croak alone at night. Willow returned to the pond with a rock in her hand, not to hurt the frog, but to end it, scare it, stop whatever was happening. But when she reached the pond, the stone was empty, no frog, just ripples. And in the water's reflection, she saw herself sitting on the stone, eyes wide, throat puffing, mouth opening, just like the frog. She dropped the rock and ran. Now, Willow doesn't speak much. She carries her notebook, keeps it close, but never says the rhymes aloud. Because sometimes, when her mouth opens too fast, a curse slips out, one she doesn't remember learning. And sometimes, when she dreams, she hears croaking, not from the woods, not from the frog, but from her own throat. The frog is gone, but the pond still speaks, and sometimes so does she. Thank you for listening to Sleep Tight Frights.
Thanks for joining us this week on Pucked Up Hockey Moms. We seriously appreciate you listening, laughing, and surviving the hockey mom life right alongside us.
Whether you're in the stands, stuck in Carpool, or hiding in the rink bathroom for 5 minutes apiece, we see you and we're right there with you.
This episode was proudly brought to you by AAA Hockey Recruiting, your go-to for player development, showcases, and getting noticed at the next level.
Whether you're aiming for junior, prep, or NCAA, they've got the tools, the know-how, and the hookup. Check them out at AAAHockeyRecruiting.com and tell them the Bad Mom Squad sent you.
Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and stay a little bit pucked up.